growing your finance in 2026 and investing like a pro. So a little background. I went to one school to make inquiries, and as I was waiting at the reception, there were other ladies, women there having a discussion, and one of them made a statement. She was like, my husband wanted to put my kids in one school, very expensive, and I told him, no, don't put my kids there. Put my kids in a place where if something happens to you, I can afford to continue paying their school fees. I cringed. you know I thought it was just maybe a single notion, maybe just what one person thinks. But what shocked me was one day I was having discussion with one man, and he said his wife stopped him from putting his kids in one expensive school, and her condition was that before he can do that, he should deposit 10 million in her account so that if anything happens to him, she should not be stranded in paying the children's school fees. And I was like, is this like a thing? So that's what inspired me to do this video. And I said I was going to talk to women. So I'll be talking to men as well, directly or indirectly. So if you are giving the 10 million, what are you going to do with it? Are you going to deposit it in your account, or you are going to invest the money? That was the question I asked the man, and the man was like, invest the money. Like, what if something happens to the money? Where can I invest the money that will be safe? Now, if you leave that 10 million, assuming that he gives you 10 million as security, and you just leave it sleeping in your account, good and fine, but charges will be coming in, trust banks and their charges. But if you invest it in low risk investment, medium risk investment, and if you have the appetite, high risk investment, that money will yield much more for you. Talk about education trust fund. So let's start from the beginning. Hi, my name is Nnenna Igwedika. I'll be talking to you about growing your finance in 2026 and making investments like a professional. Now, let's talk about different ways that you can grow your income or your finance. The first one is investing in low risk investment. I want to pause and say that savings is not a bad idea. Saving prepares you for the future. You can save money you want to use in the short term. You can lock it up. You can put it in a lot of places that will just be giving you interest just for saving with them, even if it's for a few days. And then you can also decide to invest it if you have the money that you're not going to use in a while, and you want it to grow. Investments, they take time. They are not quick money making schemes. They are not places that you put your money and your money will get missing. So there are reliable systems where you can save and invest. Let's talk about low risk investments. Low risk investments, as the name implies, are places where you can invest your money with little or no risk. You are sure that no matter what happens, your capital will come back to you. So that is why it is called low risk. So the first option I would like to talk about is money market fund. I know that many of you have heard of money market fund, but do you understand it? Have you used it before? Please, if you have, I would like to know your experience in the comment section. So last year, money market fund yielded about 15 to 23% returns. That is to say, if you invested like let's say 1 million, you are looking at 1.2, and you can do the multiplications. Your money is safe and can be accessed as soon as you need it. I think the withdrawal request takes about 24 hours if you make the request during a working day, not during the weekend. So your money is safe, you get it once you request for it. Some banks and insurance companies can help you with that. For instance, ASA Mansard, Stanbic IBTC, these are the ones that have tried. There are other options like GT Bank, and maybe your bank can help you. You can do your due diligence and find out other safe ways that you can invest in money market fund. And those banks and insurance companies I've mentioned, they also offer dollar investment fund. If you want to invest in dollar, that's about 8% return per annum. In no particular order, I will also talk about PiggyVest. Yes, I've used PiggyVest for over 10 years. it is a reliable app for savings. It's a reliable app where you can lock up funds. Let's say during the Christmas period before you travel for Christmas, you can lock up your children's school fees and just keep it there, so that when you come back in January, you are not stranded. Or when you are getting money, maybe on a monthly basis, they can be automatically deducting from your account and be saving it for you with interest. And when you go to that app, you will see that there is the option of invest, where you can invest in agriculture, real estate, and other investment options that come up from time to time. And those ones yield higher interest within a short time frame. So when that time is up, you can withdraw your money in your flex savings, in your piggy bank. So that is also a reliable way to save. That's a reliable way to invest. They offer up to 15% returns in the regular savings and 20% if you lock it up for a certain period of time. Cowrywise is also in that group. They are also safe and have been reliable for years. Though I have not used it, but I know that they are reliable. So as I mentioned earlier, do your due diligence, do your research, and pick the safest option. And lastly, and definitely not the least, treasury bills. Treasury bills is like lending to the government and they give you returns. The last time it was like 15% per annum, and it lasted for like 90 days, that's 3 months, and they pay their interest upfront. You just hold the money. When it is full time, you get your money back. It is safe, it is reliable. Banks offer it, some insurance companies offer it, some investment platforms offer it as well. I don't want this video to be too long. I have a lot to talk about, so let me quickly go to medium to high risk investment. And the first I'll pick there is stock. Yes, stock investments. We have heard of it, some have gone, some are still doing. But how do you know stocks that will really perform? How do you know stocks that will triple, that will multiply? There are ways to know that if you are connected to people that have studied the market and knows how to identify those things. You can make the right stock investments and your money triple. But one thing about stock investments is that it can go either way. It can rise, it can fall, and if it falls, it tampers with your capital. That's why it is not low risk investment. Is it safe? Yes, but it is not a low risk investment. It is for people that have a higher appetite to bear anything that comes their way. So there are apps that can help you to buy stocks, both local stocks and foreign stocks. An example is Bamboo and a lot of others. Then the next high risk investment I want to talk about is equity investment fund. So here you pay a company and their financial experts do the stock trading for you. They invest in a lot of things, safe things, reliable and verified, and you will see your returns. Last year it yielded about 39% and even more. So it also depends on how much you put in. That will also determine how much will come out at the end of the day. Then for education, you can invest in an education trust fund. This one is long term. You leave it to run like 9 years, 10 years, 15 years. It all depends on the age of your children and what you plan to use it to do. So you can decide that in their university, during their university days, I'm not going to stress myself paying from my pocket. So you start now and you save for maybe 6 years, 12 years, 15 years, depending on their age. Someone said, your dream is not waiting for motivation, it is waiting for money that you have refused to save. And I will also add, it is waiting for money that you have refused to invest. When you have savings, when you have money somewhere building up, it gives you this kind of confidence. When you are talking, when you are doing business, when you are going about on a daily basis, there's this kind of confidence that it gives you. I want you to build that confidence this year. Remember my first story? So I will end that story by saying it is good to be conscious of uncertainties, but they should not make you withhold the best from your children. They should not make you stop your children from going to the best schools that you can afford. They should rather push you to invest, to make sure that you give them the future that you long for, that they will be grateful for. This is what we're going to do. I'm going to open a WhatsApp group where I bring in experts in different fields to talk to us and help you familiarize yourself with these apps that I've mentioned. Anyone that you have not used before or you're finding it difficult to use, I'm going to talk about all of that in details. It is going to run in streams, maybe monthly or bi-monthly, depending on how much we are able to cover. So if you are interested, reach out to me for more details. That is how we're going to take it. You shouldn't end this year wondering where all the money that passed through your hands went to. You are complaining of low finance, but look at your bank statement from January to December. You'll be amazed at the amount of money that passed through your hands, but none came back. None came back with interest. None came back with returns. Let's change that this year. Let's work together.